All right, guys, we got a problem here. I'm starting to see a trend.
I'm
You
tired of
guys
being
hearing
humble.
people out
I'm
there.
tired of letting people
We're going
think
to
they
talk
got
more
a
about this
chance.
WWE
The
ID
tribal chief
program,
has
contract not being
authority
renewed,
above everybody.
talent deciding not to renew contract. We're talking about talent that's on the independent scene and are on Evolve, maybe even NXT. Let's talk about that in a second. I'll let you guys enjoy the intro. All right, we back now. We're talking about WWE ID program, a waste of time. We're talking about is it even worth it? Is it even worth having this WWID program? This is something we're talking about mostly recently of Zayda still decided not to renew a contract. And of course, Kylie Ray, WWE has not renewed her contract due to a real life pregnancy. And we're talking about others as well, like Indidra Sanofe, who also decided not to quit WWE. I got Good Bird Wrestling with me in the building. He is gonna chime in on this as well.
What's going on, squad? How y'all feeling? Hope all is well. And a lot of you guys might be thinking, what is the WWE ID program? Well, the WWE ID stands for Independent Development. It's a program launched in October 2024 aimed at connecting WWE with independent wrestling schools and talent. Now, you guys know the most recent WWE ID school, which got took, which got reprimanded, was the Knox Pro Wrestling. So that was one of the schools underneath the ID banner, but it's no longer there. So some wrestling schools are given WWE ID des, des, designation. These schools are meant to be officially affiliated or recognized. Examples include Reality of Wrestling, Nightmare Factory, Black and Brave Academy, Elite Pro Wrestling, Training Center, etc. Independent wrestlers can become ID prospects, getting mentorship, training, support, guidance, sometimes financial opportunities. Prospects might have increased exposure. Their matches or highlights may be showcased on WWE platforms, and they may gain access to better training facilities, athletic trainers, etc. There also a right of first refusal clause in some reports. If a wrestler under the ID program gets an offer from another major promotion, WWE may have the opportunity to match or accept it. That part right there, guys. So pretty much, if you ask me, this is just licensing, and this is just WWE's way of monopolizing the independent scene. You can't be an independent wrestler and not go through WWE.
You said it well best. Everything you said is exactly right. That's exactly what the WWE program is about. Thing about it is there are talents that are not working out the ID program. We know about the whole Knox Pro Wrestling with Roger Jackson incident. We know them there being dropped for the ID program, ran by Rikishi in real life. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the departures. Like we had Anitris Nofe. He was on Evolve. Now I know he was originally on NXT, but if you guys remember back in September 29th, he announced his departure from WWE. He was last seen on Evolve because we know some of these people do start on NXT, but they don't work out so well. They don't progress as fast as others or develop as quickly. So if they need more development, they go down to Evolve. Now he said he thanked on his X account his former colleagues, referees, medical team, and coaches, and he thanked the fans for being by his side. He had decided not to renew his contract, so we know that a lot of people reached out. I know NXT superstar Miles Bourne said, "My dog, gonna miss you, brother." Now he was with WWE for 4 years, but he was last seen on Evolve brand, and you know Evolve is taped. He was hurt and he came back and he went straight to Evolve. Now he's one example of that. But the WID specifically, we're talking about Zeta Steel. She announced yesterday that she would not be renewing her contract. She will leave WWE. She says she's incredibly grateful for the knowledge, experience, and opportunity she gained along the way. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for me. She's only 21. She already done so much. She's just getting started. Now, she was the first ID talent announced in the program back in October 2024. She was the first talent,
Mm.
the first big name, because she was big on independent scene. And she was linked to, if you guys watch Evolve, the Vanity Project with Swipe Right and Jackson Drake, the men's Evolve champion, she is now gone. So that's one incident. Kylie Ray, who was the WWE Women's ID champion, she is on maternity leave with she already has a son. She's pregnant with her second child currently. WWE has decided not to renew her. So I'm saying this because I think this ID program is really benefiting WWE more than anything else because they're not paying them much money. They're doing this to monopolize the whole independent scene because they want their name on everything. Think about it. They own triple. They just bought AAA. They got the partnership with TNA. They have the whole overseas on lock. They're the number one company, still the number one company. And now they got their hands on independent scene. But is it really benefiting the wrestlers or is it benefiting WWE? That's my whole issue with that. Is this ID program really benefiting the talent, or is it only benefiting WWE? What do you think, Gilbert Wrestling?
Well, you definitely mentioned on some of the cons, and a lot of people normally, when they talk about this ID program, they talk about the benefits of the program, but they don't really talk about the cons. And one of the cons is, like you said, is no guarantees. An ID designation or even being a prospect does not mean you will make it to WWE. Exposure and training help, but a lot depends on performance, timing, and opportunity. So it really pretty much depends on the situation, the person, and that person's particular situation at the time. But in my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. I think you better off going on your independent journey. You'll get more money, and you won't lock yourself into anything guaranteed.
I agree. I agree. I think that's the best thing because because if you make your name on Independency ID program, when you sign with the program, you're signing your rights over to WWE. They own your name, they own your likeliness, they own your character, they own everything. They own all of it. So that's the bad thing about that. That's the crazy part about the whole thing as a whole. Is it even worth it? That's the thing people are talking about. Is it even worth it? Now, what's crazy is Dolph Ziggler, now known as Nick Nemeth, he didn't interview Chris Van Fleet. He said that when he first signed WWE, it was his dream to become a pro wrestler. He's with WWE for 19 years. He said that what his parents didn't want him to sign a WWE contract because of make sure that looking out for his safety, he don't get screwed. He said he had a lawyer look over his contract, and lawyers said, "I wouldn't sign this. They own everything. They own your name." And he said he signed it anyway. So that lets you know that's just a regular. And he was a developmental, but back then it was OVW. For those who don't know, Ohio Valley Wrestling, or they had Deep South Wrestling, and then they also had Florida Championship Wrestling. But it's the same concept as it is right now. It's WWE owns all of it, which makes it a lot worse. So
Right.
you gotta keep that in mind.
Right. And that goes back to what I said. It depends on the particular person and their circumstance. Because Dolph Ziggler must have been in a hell of a circumstance to know that the contract is not in his best interest. But the money, that's that part. The money,
Yes, the
and then
money.
when you don't have money, any amount, it don't gotta be $1 million. It could be 20,000. And if you need that 20,000, you're gonna fold.
You're gonna take it. And that's interesting. He had a lawyer look over his parents had a lawyer look over it and advised him not to sign it. And he said he didn't care. He still was going to sign it no matter what the circumstance was. So that lets you
Right.
know that there's something up with I think it applies to today. These ID contracts are not what y'all think it is. For the talent's sake, they are definitely not
Right.
getting paid nothing, and they're giving up everything. Like you said, you're better off making themselves independent scene, and you could really own everything, and you could get your money up and everything, and your likeness and your following.
Yeah, you have more leverage. You
Yeah.
personally will have more leverage, and you can leverage yourself. You could, you know what I mean? You can negotiate a better deal for yourself because you will have leverage. And what alarmed me about this ID program is when Goldberg, when he was mad at
Yeah.
his retirement match, and he went on and said that he told his kid not to sign. So now we got Hall of Famers telling their kids, nah, don't even go into that. Then that'll let you know. That'll let you know that something sketchy about this ID program, or not even that the ID program have to be sketchy, but there's an alternative around the ID program. And you always want to keep your options open. You always want to, that's the best. The company going to do what's best for business. So you got to do what's best for you.
Now, what he's talking about, guys, if you guys don't pay attention, Goldberg, real life son Gage Goldberg. Now, this is an NIL contract for next in line, but it's very similar to the ID program. They're all connected. It's the same people. We know it's not ID, but it's the same people because his son Gage Goldberg is a football player. He's an athlete, and of course, he's Goldberg's son. But he knew something was up with this as well, and that raised me eyebrows to believe it's the NIL. Is that a screw job to the ID program as well? Is there some fishy with the NIL as well? Um, Henry's son, I think Jacob Henry. We haven't seen him do anything. That was a couple years ago, and we also seen Megan Walker. We just talked about good off camera. Nothing with her, so that definitely raises eyebrows. Is there something up with the NIL program as well as the ID program?
Right, and it goes back to being situational. We know why Goldberg would tell his son not to sign because Goldberg made a lot of money. He made a ton of money over his career, so he'd be in position to tell his son, "Don't take that little bit of money." But then when you look at Mark Henry, you will see why he might take a different approach. He might tell his son, "Sign it. It's okay. It's good."
Yeah.
So it's about situations. It's about what the particular person got going on for themselves.
Yeah, the quote Goldberg said they tried to give him an NIL deal, but when I found out how much they were going to give him, I put the brakes on that one. And he was referring us to his interview with Ariel Helwani. So,
Absolutely, I remember that one.
yeah. So I just think that WWE, this is my opinion, they should focus on NXT, Evolve, Raw and SmackDown, and whatever, of course, business wise, other stuff as well. I think they shouldn't be involved in the NIL program as much nor the ID program. I understand that we have some great athletes that were former athletes like Bianca Belair track and field. We got Obafemi track and field. Braun Breaker football. Soruka, she was I believe she was into surfboarding or whatever she was doing. She was an athlete somewhere. But and we have Izzy Dang volleyball. I understand we have a lot of people, but everybody's not gonna have that same story. And I would say honestly, majority of the people that are NIL athletes are not gonna make it in WWE. A lot of people are gonna be on the back end. They're gonna be released or they just not feeling it. We just saw that with Jasmine Nix, a former soccer player. She rejected a WWE contract because there wasn't enough money for her. So I don't think WWE should have their hands in NIL so much or ID program. I think they should just focus on what they're doing good at, which is the NXT, the programs they have now. I think they got their hands in too many pots, and it's gonna come back to bite them. That's me. That's my opinion.
And I agree with you. I'm going to second that they got their hands in too many pots, and it's coming back to bite them, and it's showing. They are producing more talent than they have the TV to display this talent. This is why we have more talent doing nothing, sitting around and catering than ever before. We have really good talent that's getting no TV time, and there's nothing else you can say to them other than we gotta stop bringing in new talent. Like, so for WWE to be sitting here and hoarding independent talent is crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even have the hours on TV to display these independent stars or this new up and coming batch of talent if we wanted to. So to keep pulling and picking and picking and poaching talent is beyond me.
Yeah, and on top of that, we too busy getting talent from AEW or TNA. Like the names of Jade Cargill, Mariah May, now known as Blake Monroe. We got Jordan Grace from TNA. How can we use these NIL and ID prospects and you already grabbing these people that could have stayed where they were at or could went somewhere
On top
else?
of the fact, on top of the fact, any given month we will dig back into our magic go-go nostalgia bag and pull our old head back and give them all of the TV time, a la AJ Lee. AJ Lee.
Or yeah. And it's safe to say for WWE, mainly the women's division, WWE is oversaturated. Like the hiring, you need a hiring freeze. I'll say it. You need a hiring freeze. You need to stop. Don't hire nobody else from another rival company or promotion. Don't let anybody return that was from the Nostalgia Act or from the another generation. Just focus on what you have now. Even with the injuries, even with the plethora of injuries, you still have lots of talent. Focus on those people. Don't go to the outside because that's what makes the talent, current talent, feel feel funny. Be like, well, why they going to get these people? You got us standing right here. You're not doing that with us, but you rather grab an outsider. That's them and that's stuff like that that makes them not want to be with WWE. Makes them not want to re-sign a contract. It's stuff like that, little stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, this is something up this ID program, and I'm gonna add NIL program as well. But we may talk about these people not decide not to resign, and also WID program have released other talent as well. It's not just the whole Zayda Steele and Kylie Ray. They have released others. I know one guy they did release. I think he was on Evolve. Like I said, I know you guys don't recognize the names of these people, but they released I think a few other people that were just on Evolve. We like they're gone. Like everyone can't shine right. They can't shine it right away. You gotta give them time. That's why it's called Evolve. And we see that they just don't give. It's either you have the impact or you don't, and they want to know that right out the door, or who they want to work with. If you think about it, because back in August last month, there were three wrestlers released from the ID program. The names were, if you guys probably don't recognize them, I'll name them out right now for you. The name, one of them, his name was Aaron Roberts. He's one of them. He was released. Now he was one guy gone. He stays far from his dream job. Another guy, his name was Ice Williams. He was on Evolve. He had dreads. And another guy was Jordan Oasis. So that's three people released in last month, and then you got these two. One got released, another signed out to renew. That's how I know the ID program is just not clicking. It's not clicking. So you guys let me know what do you think of this whole ID program thing? Good, bro, Russ. Do you have anything else you want to add to this whole thing?
No, we pretty much covered it.
And we're talking about why WWE ID program is a waste of time. Well, is it even worth anymore? So you guys check out the content below, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Let us know what you think. Comment section below. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It is OUT.